Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc.com, coming to you once again with your no frills American Idol commentary from a singer. So today was the top 12 performances, and of course we had to have a little drama going on. Let me make sure I got some light over here. Okay, at the top of the show, Bryan started out talking about a controversy they had with one of the contestants. He announced that it was Jermaine and that we would get back to it, and then they went into the introduction. The theme tonight was songs from the year the contestants were born. And Bryan showed the baby photos of all the judges, and then they showed a photo of him as a baby. Will.I.AM was there helping Jimmy Iovine to mentor the contestants, and the first performer of the night was Phillip Phillips. Now, he was in pain during rehearsal because I think they said he had a kidney stone and he had to have an operation like the next day. So a few days before this performance, I think he said last Thursday he had an operation and he got up and performed. He did Hard to Handle by Otis originally, and I thought it was a good performance considering. The vocals were a little more sedate, a little more laid back than usual, and he didn't seem to be pushing too much. All the judges thought it was a great song choice, and Tyler said, just watch your melody. Now, for me, I think I put on Twitter, this is the first performance from him I felt wasn't overdone. I felt like it was right in the pocket. It was perfectly put across. It wasn't scary, crazy. It was just right. If he did more of this, I think I would be more into his performances, because that, just really isn't my thing, I guess. Next up was Jessica Sanchez. She did Turn the Beat Around by Estefan, and Will.I.AM called her a Swaggernaught, whatever that means. It was good to see her on an up-tempo song that she had actually chosen herself. She was commanding the stage and interacting with the musicians and the audience. She really growled out some of the really high notes. I was surprised that she didn't take them softer, and I liked it. She riffed off the ending though, which I thought she should have held out a little more. She did a good job. She showed a different side of herself. I thought it was great. I really enjoyed the performance. Tyler said she shouldn't stray too far from ballads, which I totally disagree with. They're going to tell her eventually if she's doing all ballads anyway, you need to show us, some versatility. So she nixed that right away, and she got in there and did some versatility on her own, and I really applaud her for that. The judges were basically saying, though, that she wasn't great on the rhythms of the song, and they felt like the up-tempo, that she really wasn't catching it, and she was a little behind on the rhythm. I did not notice that as much on seeing her in that performance. I thought it was great. I thought she did a great job. They finally gave her some criticism about her vibrato, though, and they were saying, that she needed to lessen it sometimes and even learn how not to use it at all, to totally get rid of it. And I thought that was a good critique, especially for an up-tempo song. You really need just to be straight on it and just hit those notes and move on. And sometimes that could slow you down. But overall, I thought that it was a really good song choice for her, and I thought she did a good job with it. I have to say it. Make sure that you thumb this video up if you enjoyed the commentary. Thanks so much for your thumbs. Heejun did Right Here Waiting by Marx, and I always feel like he's going to hit his breaking point, and then he surpasses it. He really worried me in the key change, right? But afterwards, as soon as he got over the key change, he just started sailing again, like he had much more room to grow. And I really liked that about him. He has so much potential going forward. Now, let me tell you, I put on Twitter, Heejun can do no wrong, right? And it is something about when you become a fan or a stan of someone that it doesn't matter what they, some of the things that other people don't like that they do are actually things that you really like about them. And they were saying, the judges were saying, he was kind of breathy and a little pitchy. It was the wrong type of song for him. But I felt like he did good on the song. It wasn't his best, but there's always room for improvement. And, he's just out there trying. And he can do no wrong for me. Okay. The judges did also say he had a very special voice. Elise Testone was up next. And she did Let's Stay Together by MaGrane, which I just had to do Saturday night, which always kills me getting into that falsetto. But she didn't have to do that because she's a girl, right? Before they went into her performance, they mentioned that Obama had done it, and so they showed a clip of them two battling, Elise and Obama battling it out, during the beginning of the song. I thought it was a nice quick little segment. She started out sitting on the piano, and I like some of the little changes she made in that part of the song, but I wasn't crazy about the elongated notes that she was doing. I think they advised her to do. Getting into the more up-tempo part of the arrangement, it turned out a little more plaintive and pleading. I kind of liked the way it was coming out in her voice, like, please, let's stay together kind of thing. I really enjoyed the way that brought out the roughness in her voice, but also the pleadingness of it. Randy said, Elise is back! And I think Elise is back. DeAndre Brackensick was next. He did Endless Love by Lionel, Richie, and Donna Ross. Yeah, they could say who remade it, but this was the original, right? And he was going to sing Can You Feel the Love Tonight, but they switched it on him. And I think this was a really good song choice for him, personally. It showed off his voice and his versatility. Again, it kept him in that chest voice, which is so beautiful, which I don't think he appreciates as well as he should. I love the little swells and the control. He had a few little hiccups here and there, and I think it's, he really didn't know the song, and he was trying to, get into the feeling of it. But he looked confident throughout to me, and he looked like he was trying really to present the song the way it should have been presented. And of course, at the end, we got the falsetto note. I thought it was a really good performance. The judges didn't think it was the right song for him. Randy also said it was boring, and I disagree with this totally. I thought it was a good song choice again, and I thought that he did a great job on it. Now, there's only just one thing I wanted to point out. The judges switched the song up on him, okay? Here is the difference in what you do as a performer. Elise was mad and looked upset when she was doing the song. To me, she just looked like she had an attitude about it. On the other hand, DeAndre looked like he was attacking the song, and he was trying his best to get his best performance out of it, even though it wasn't his choice. So you could tell that he was trying to get into the spirit of the song and actually perform it for us. This is a big difference, and I think it made a difference in his performance, that we could really see that he was getting into it. And he was really doing his thing and trying to put his own little spin on it, even though he might not have known the song before. That is called professionalism. Next up was Shannon MaGrane. She did One Sweet Day, Mariah Carey, BoyzIIMen. This started out nice and sweet, really laid back and controlled. They slowed down the key change for her, and she nailed it. They really let it sit for a minute before she went on. I think it was really good because last week, what happened with the key change. And she had control of it this time. I didn't like her attempt at the riff at the end when she was trying to get into her falsetto and all that good stuff. But basically on the song, she did a lot better than last week. Great? It was okay. I felt like it was okay. Ryan said to her at the end, thank you for not wearing flats tonight, and because he didn't look so short next to her. I thought that was cute. Colton Dixon was up next. He did Broken Heart by Will.I.AM. And he had just had a dinner with Daughtry because he'll be on the show tomorrow night performing. And he said Daughtry told him to be himself and to pick a song that people know. And he said, I'm going to start that next week, because he'd already picked a song that's kind of obscure. And I'd never heard of this song before, and I've never heard it that I know of sung before. And this, I think, could be a good or bad thing. It could be working in his favor because people don't have to compare him against the original artist. Of course, there are a lot of times when you want to be compared against the original artist, and it's a reason why they do songs that are popular. It's because people know the song and they can compare you and say, oh, this guy is good. Oh, that guy's great. Oh, he did great on this song. Oh, I love this song and he really nailed it. I really like him. And so they have a jump off point where but now we already know Colton a little bit for most of us, and I think it was a good thing that he chose this song because it fit him well. I thought he had several very good moments in it, and I liked the opening when it was real laid back and kind of intense. I love the big note that he had. I don't know the song, but I love the way he did it. And just as one of the judges said, this is a Colton Dixon song because I don't know it. It is a Colton Dixon song. The only thing with him doing a song that is not known so well is I don't think tomorrow, even right this moment, I don't remember the song. I don't remember what it sounds like. I can't hum it to myself and say, oh, he did this part. Ooh, 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 ooh. So it's kind of forgettable. If I knew the song, then I would, again, be able to say, oh yeah, and when he did that part that so-and-so does, he really did, so it's kind of just having a point from which you can judge. But I really, really enjoyed his performance of the song, and I liked the song choice also. I felt like he really knew what he was doing when he chose it. Steven Tyler thought it was the wrong song for his voice and his passion, and he said it didn't go anywhere. Again, I don't agree, but whatever. Erika Van Pelt was up next. She did Heaven by Bryan Adams. I liked the escalator behind her in the beginning. It was just so straight. I don't know what but it just captured my eye. Maybe pulled a little focus, but I thought it was great. I thought it was so cool. I'll say that. This song fit her voice perfectly, but I think she missed the break when they had said they want to do the break for her, and somebody missed. Either she missed or they missed. She recovered very well. You know, if you didn't know that it was coming and weren't expecting it, then you might not have noticed that it didn't go over the way they wanted it to go over. But overall, I thought she did a really good song of the show. I thought it came out very well. The judges weren't crazy about the arrangement, except for Randy Jackson. He thought it was an 8 out of 10. Next up came to the point of the scandal that was happening, and they had Jermaine Jones come in and sit down with the producers, including Nigel Lithgow, and said that they weren't allowed to have anyone with outstanding warrants on the show. And Jermaine had 4 outstanding warrants, and they were asking him about it. And they were basically, to me, saying to him, you know, if we had known about this ahead of time, we would have been able to help you handle it. So maybe they could have cleared the warrants for him or helped him clear up everything so that he would be able to be on the show. So basically, they ended up having to dismiss him off the show. He explained a little bit of what happened. Could have been true. It could have been a lie. I don't know. A lot of people on Twitter say, oh, how could they do this? You know, that was so in poor taste and all this. And I'm like, you know what? It's a reality show. You know, yes, this was for ratings. They put up that and all the different stuff. But if you don't like it, why did you tune in? You knew what was going to happen. Why didn't you go, like, get something to eat or watch a commercial? Not watch a commercial, but take a commercial break of your own and not watch it. But, you know, yes, it was for ratings, and ratings is what it's all about. But I felt like it was kind of out of place, but I was expecting it. So I guess I kind of ate it up, you know? And for the whole thing, I was just like, personally, I was like, poor Jermaine. I mean, you know, whatever it is, he felt like he had to hide it. And I can understand that. I can understand him wanting to hide it and not wanting to be judged. He said, I didn't want to be judged and all that good stuff. And I just wish him the best. They also showed him singing a little bit of his song he was going to be doing somewhere out there. They showed a little footage as he was leaving. Skylar Anderson was up next, and she did Love Sneaking Up on You, Bonnie Raitt. I am so glad. I love this song. I'm glad that she did this song. They were trying to change the song on her, and Will.I.AM was talking about something called Gumtree. I don't know. Look it up. It was crazy. I don't know what was going on. I wrote, she is such a natural, and I understand why the judges or the coaches were trying to change the song. You know, it was just like, it seemed like she had so much more range and she had so much more that she could have shown in her song choice. But that being said, I love this song, and I'm glad that she did it, and I'm glad that it left me wanting more. You know, because you're always told as a performer, leave them wanting more, leave them wanting more. You don't need to lay everything out there on the line every single time. And I was definitely wanting more. And I felt like having this song and her voice, loving the song myself and hearing her sing it, I felt like, wow, she can do so much more. Oh my God, this girl is wonderful. And that's where context comes in. It was like, wow, I really, really enjoyed her performance, as you can see. Of course, the judges loved her also. And I tweeted out, you know, look out, Jessica Sanchez, because you have some competition in Skylar Anderson. Joshua Ledette came up next. He did When a Man Loves a Woman. Percy Sledge. They said he did the Michael Bolton version. But let me tell you, for me, this is a Percy Sledge song. And Joshua sung it like a Percy Sledge song. They had him eating crawfish before the performance, though, which was a crazy little segment. And I was like, oh, don't eat that right before you sing. Whatever. Will.I.AM said he took him to church. I'm excited. He killed this song dead. He had control and emotion in the beginning and a drama in the key change. He went into this wonderfully placed falsetto and took it up, came out of his jacket and went to church. I mean, just an old school soul performance. He just totally nailed this for me, and I absolutely loved it. He had the judges on their feet and the audience before he was even finished the song. Just a standing ovation from everyone. J-Lo says it was the best thing she's ever seen on Idol. Of course, she probably hasn't been watching Idol for that long. But but it was a beautiful performance. Last up in the pimp spot, we had Holly Kavanaugh. She did The Power of Love, Celine Dion, a very big song for such a little woman. I thought she did a good job on the song. The ending wasn't quite as spectacular as it could have been, but I thought it was well placed and it showed off her voice very well. In context, it's a very, very difficult song to sing, and she did a good job with it. What did you guys think of the performances tonight? Who did you think were the best? I think we have a competition. There were at least 4 people tonight that wowed me, and I'm sure I was gushing over them during this commentary. Tomorrow night is the results. Demi Lovato and Daughtry will be performing. This is Robert Anton, and I am out. Peace.